here to deliberate. As we are here to deliberate on issues that matters to us, on issues that concerns us as your children, Lord, we pray that you give us insight and understanding. Lord, at the end of today's section, oh Lord, we will not go home remaining the same, that those of us that are struggling or those of us having issues with the particular topic we're talking about will find a way to resolve it in the name of Jesus. Father, thank you for all that you've done. For in Jesus' name, amen. All right, good evening, everybody. Hi, it's good to see a lot of people are joining already. Thank you so much for joining. First of all, before we went off that time, I was talking about for people joining us for the first time, what 412 Hangout is all about. 412 is coined from 1 Timothy 4 verse 12 and is a Christian platform for young, matured, working class singles, where we meet to discuss career issues, relationship, anything that has to do with us, contemporary issues. Here we argue, we learn and unlearn, and we always have our coach, Reverend Yumi Kasali, who is there to teach us on how to be better Christian singles out there. And you're welcome to 412. We usually have this for sake of COVID that happened, we moved it to online. So we'll have it twice in a month, every Monday by 7:30 p.m. And it's always an interesting time. So welcome if you're joining us for the first time, you're really welcome. So I'm starting off, how was our day? It might not take time. I just needed one person to explain how their day went. I know some people don't like Mondays because Mondays just remind you about work and work and work and work. So how was your day? Me, I had like 2 meetings today at work and I was so tired. The second meeting, I was almost sleeping and I had to take minutes and all that. I don't like taking minutes, but you have to do that. So I just need one person to explain how was your day, if you're in Lagos or outside Lagos. So who is going to be speaking? So try and, John, please try and mute some people. Who is going to be speaking? So just one person to tell me how their day went and we'll move on. Why is the mic so quiet? Oluyomi, why is your mic on? Okay. Victor, I'm calling you. So Victor, tell me how your day was. It's just to land. Please, can you unmute Victor? Hello, John.
Yes, I just did.
Victor, please, can you tell me how your day went? And did you have an amazing Monday? Victor, I've refused to talk. Who again am I calling? We're not going to start off this way. We need people that can talk. Please unmute Femi. Let me disturb Femi. Femi with the questions. Why is the house quiet? I don't understand. This is not the 412.
Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening, Femi. How are you doing?
Very fine. Good evening, everyone. And my day, well, it started well, but along the line, it started getting tough. But I thank God that it's going to end well with 412 tonight. So I'm hoping to have a great evening. You had just 2 meetings. Lucky you. Was it physical or virtual meeting, Chiamaka?
No, it was physical. It was in the office.
Okay. Maybe that's right. Mine were virtual meeting, about 4 of them actually. For
practically other things.
So that was my team. It was good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Femi. Thank you. You can mute him now. Thank you, everyone. I know some people don't want to talk, but I know that for those of us in Lagos State, we know how it is in Lagos, waking up early, leaving the house, getting to work, you're in traffic when you're going to work, coming back, you're in traffic. John, please try and mute everybody to avoid the background noise coming from our different locations. So today, we are talking about a very important thing. It's a very important thing in our lives. And we thank God for the technology advancements, or we like it technology involvement. Things have grown. Human beings are naturally social people. And then the advent of social media practically made it visible, amplified the socialization of human being. So I don't know how we came about this topic. I might not go really in details on how it came about this topic, but there is so much pressure out there. There's so much pressure on young people. And part of the things contributing to this pressure we face as young people today is social media, quote unquote. So today we'll be talking about, like we all know that we're talking about social media perfection versus reality. So what is the picture social media is painting? How real are the things that social media paints? Like, okay, let me go this way. The perfection that social media is painting, how real is it? Is that reality or just an illusion that we're living in? So I'm going to be opening the floor for us to really talk about. I'll start off with throwing question like, if you're an ardent social media user, like you use, or if they come to your phone, some of us, if you wake up in the morning, I don't want to call some people's name. Why not? Let me not look for trouble. But I know that some of us, once we wake up, some of us don't forget to even pray. Next thing you have Twitter to check the latest trend. Once you wake up, you're going on your social media to know what is happening. So I'll start off like we don't really have time, but I just wanted to get this background basis on how we use social media and how many social media platforms do you use and how do you use the social media, of what benefits have this social media platforms been to you. So I'm opening the floor. So are you an ardent user of social media? And how has this social media impacted in you? I'm not saying that I don't want to dictate and say that, how negatively. Of course, social media has affected us positively, has done a lot of things, but I wanted to just place a balance if it has really impacted you positively, if it has impacted you negatively. So we have a lot of social media platforms like WhatsApp, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have TikTok, and a whole lot of them, YouTube. So I'm just going to be, I really don't want to be calling names this evening, but I want us to just really share. Like I said, here we learn and unlearn, and there's so much you're going to learn today. There's so much going on in our world that we need to really address. So it would be good that we just pour out our mind. Whatever happens in 412 stays in 412. So who is going first? Oh God, this is Nigeria. I guess the light is off. But don't worry, at least just manage my voice. The light will come up in a few minutes, please. So who is going first?
Okay, I think I can see Femi's hand. Femi.
Why must it be Femi that will start?
Let Femi start. I
Okay.
have something to say actually.
Chiamaka, why now? Chiamaka, what have I did? What have I done?
But that forgave you. Don't even start.
Okay, so
right.
Social media is actually it's a great innovation, but you know there's always abuse to everything. Funny enough, I am just on about 4 social media. Just last week, Friday, I registered on what was it called? Snapchat. And people I said that they're like, what's wrong with you? Somebody now asked me that, are you on TikTok? I said, TikTok, I'm not there. So many people just join this social media platform, probably just to belong with trend, not really because they want to use it or because they want to associate. So it's better to know why you are going to social media so you can leverage it, because when you don't know why you are going there, you can easily be influenced. You can just be like my dad that likes to forward message a lot on WhatsApp. And if you don't acknowledge it, you're in trouble. So it's good to know why you are there. That way you will not be manipulated or influenced to do something negative. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry the light will have to come up, but just be key to listening to my voice for now. Okay, Femi, you said you joined Snapchat. You didn't tell me why you joined Snapchat. You have to tell me the reason you decided to join Snapchat. Please unmute Femi. I need you to answer that question. Why did you join Snapchat? Is it because people are joining Snapchat, or you really want to join?
Funny enough, why I joined Snapchat was I saw a colleague showed me and I liked it. And I was like, okay, what do they use this Snapchat for? Is it just for picture? I was like, no, it's not just for picture. You can actually chat with celebrities. You can see their status. That it's quite different from Instagram. I was like, Instagram is meant to share pictures and the like. So he said Instagram is for like stock pictures, but with Snapchat, you can have several, is it edit or emoji or whatever they call it. And funny enough, since I registered, I've not been there since that. I'll say hi there and see what's up there.
Okay, thank you, Femi. Thank you, Femi. At least somebody asked you to join. You just joined Snapchat. So any other person that wants to share his or her opinion, please, the floor is open for you to share your opinion. I really wanted us to talk about how has these social media platforms impacted you? If social media platforms like Twitter, like Instagram have impacted you positively, I would love you to share how this social media platform has impacted the social positively or negatively. Please, the floor is open.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is John Aino. So basically, social media, it has actually impacted my life. Kind of, Femi was trying to say what he uses each social media for. Like most times I use Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and basically Facebook I use it to connect with my old folks, like old people. I think recently I met somebody on Facebook. So the person was like, I can't remember him, blah, blah, blah. We went to the same primary school and all. So that's basic. If you go and check my Facebook page, it's from people from university, secondary school, and primary school, basically. Then Instagram, like Femi said, Instagram is for saving pictures, but I don't really do much of Instagram, but I use Instagram for gossip most times. Instagram, I use it for gossip. Then Twitter, I'm not really on Twitter. But LinkedIn, I use my LinkedIn account. I'm active on LinkedIn for career-wise. I use my LinkedIn and to up my game as well, see what other people are doing out there. I use my LinkedIn. Then what's it called? Talk to. I'm not on Talk to. Sorry, I'm not on Talk to. Then Snapchat. Okay, Snapchat is used for when you want to snap with people. There are some girls that forget it. They are not using your phone camera if it's not a Snapchat filter and stuff. So that one is just there, just for snapping. So basically, that's what I use my social media to do, and then just engage here and there. So that's all, guys. Hello, Chiamaka.
Okay, John, I'm with you. I'm trying to change my location. Sorry.
All right, no problem. I think Ngozi wants to talk. Ngozi, I can see your hand raised.
Good evening, everybody. Trust our day went well. I hope after I finish talking, you won't call. Everybody will not call me boring. Okay. Well, that's not the kind of job I do that requires me to stay on social media for a very long time. Personally, I would say I'm on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. That's just to save pictures. Actually, you have two Instagram accounts. One is for my Instagram for my jewelry business. And I would say I'm very active on that because I use that for business. While the other one is my personal Instagram that I currently converted to posting motivational stuff, because I said I can't just be posting pictures. When people come to my social media space, they should be motivated. I should have something I'm giving out, not just my picture. So actually, for some time now, I stopped posting personal pictures. I just pick from few lines from my articles every day, or maybe just one sentence or two, then use it on Canvas to create a post. That's what I do on Instagram. On Twitter, I barely post. I just go and look at the trends and what's happening. So Twitter can be very crazy. So I think for last week, I was really frequent. Aside work, that require me being on Twitter. Personally, I was frequent on Twitter last week. I discovered that sometimes it can actually be a waste of time. So I got a little withdrawn, a little. LinkedIn, I'm very active there because it's for career for me. On TikTok, I'm not on TikTok. I don't like it. And Snapchat, I don't like Snapchat, so I'm not on Snapchat. Facebook, I'm on Facebook. Very the same thing I post on Instagram is same thing I share on Facebook. So that's
Okay,
just
okay.
it.
Thank you, Ngozi. Thank you. Quite. I see that you basically, I think you use your social media to promote your business or just to interact. Anyway, everybody and what they use social media for. But I know that a lot of us that use social media, we use it for a purpose. I know people that join TikTok to start creating videos and start making money per se. But moving on to that, I want to track this question. Do you think, do we think that social media have affected our communication pattern and values, the way we relate with people? So I want to take, for instance, I remember my lecturer back in school saying that he calls us Tom generation. We are always on our phones trying to chat and all that. And somehow it has affected how some people chat. So somebody wants to type, "How are you?" and is writing HRW or something like that. The way we shorten words and the way we relate to people. So I just wanted to ask, do you think that social media have affected our communication pattern and our value system? So the floor is open. I just really want us to talk. Let's talk. Let's have the conversation. Who is going? I don't want to call names. Hello? Who is going? Oh,
Okay, Chiamaka.
Femi, why is he that is always talking? Blessed hand is up.
Blessed.
So, okay, let Blessed go before you, Femi, please.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Social media, has it influenced our values and everything? I'll tell you 100% yes. It has caused a lot of problems, and that's why you have the like of, is it Toke Makinwa also, that was antagonizing Daddy Gio at the time for posting about his wife and talking about some things that some ladies should do, being aggressive. It has given a lot of people an opportunity to talk anyhow to anybody, especially those that are. It has we have lost our values, right? We have lost our culture, basically. I think it's another form of, is that acculturation? Is that the right word? That has really spoiled and scattered a lot of things. Anybody think they can talk anyhow? They can talk to anybody. They can do anything because they are on social media. It has actually eroded our values, right? And made a lot of us, a lot of people, it has affected a lot of people that nobody respects anybody any longer. So for me, if you ask me, has social media affected our culture, our values? I'll tell you 100% yes. It has its benefits though. It has given us an opportunity to really express ourselves, to expose a lot of things that are happening. However, our core values, respect for elders and the rest, we've lost it thanks to social media.
All right, thank you, Blessed. Thank you. I like the fact that you stated that it has totally. I know that it still had, social media still has its good aspect, but it has somehow affected our communication. I know that yesterday, I think I posted something about somebody saying is going to, if you want your husband, because of the news making round of the young girl that killed the man, the Super TV CEO, and a lot of people are now having opinion. And I asked a question: do we think that social media has really amplified these so-called issues we have in the society, or the issues have been there, and the social media? Do we think that social media have somehow aided these issues, this evil going on in the society? Like you will see people now come online. Sorry to say it, but people come online and they start, even on a normal day, you see people smoking outside. You don't even feel that it's right. You see people coming online that are smoking and they're snapping themselves. Somebody smoking shisha and putting it online, and they have children that have access to all these things and are seeing it online. Do we think, apart from that, do we think that social media have amplified? Like someone said, the evil has always been there, but do we think that social media have aided the transmission of this evil? Let's talk, please. Femi, The house is very quiet. I'm not seeing what is going on. Please, who is going next? Let me call names.
Yeah, Maka.
Okay.
Yeah, it has, like, just like Blessed said, for 120%, it has. Yeah, there's so much identity theft. There's so much impersonation on social media. Working in the bank and close to the fraud help team, you see several cases of people claiming to be, greed is involved, no doubt, if you analyze the case very well. Because people saying, oh, I'm Buhari, I want to help my people, or I'm Jonathan, or I'm this. So the rate of fraud on social media, compromise details, and respect, like you said, there's no uncle or brother. Everybody is name calling. Dear Adeboye, dear Oyedepo, dear this, dear Buhari, you are mad, you are this, you are that. So it has eroded so many principles and values that people should actually hold dearly to. And lastly, you were mentioning about using short word like people do on social media, like okay, instead of okay, type K, or all right, AIT, or something like that. I, for one, I've never been a fan of that. So people are able to actually switch when they're on social media. They use the short word, and when they come to formal setting, this. But I feel like you should not be double-faced. You should be one person known for this quality or this pattern. I know of somebody that lost a job in the interview because they asked for Facebook accounts. And when they check his Facebook profile, it was just, it's rubbish that was there. Like, I'm the nigga yo, I'm slay queen, I'm this. And the employer was like, okay, I'm sorry, we can't employ you. And somebody that had a social media page that's, posting relevant information and updates was employed. So
Okay.
that's, thanks.
Okay, Femi, thank you. Thank you for that. I think what you said now, I know people have debated, they should an organization be checking out someone's social media handle because that's someone's personal life. But I'm not here to debate that. I'm still going to come to the fact that I feel, for me, I feel social media is another place you brand yourself. You actually brand yourself, you sell yourself. If you want to sell yourself in this light, you have the opportunity to sell it. And moving on, I want to ask this question. Does social media alter one's understanding of reality? So what I mean by this is, I'm using Instagram, for instance. I'm not a fan of Instagram. I've noticed that if you just open just one Instagram post like this, if you're not careful, you're going to spend nothing less than 30 minutes on Instagram, scrolling through people's life, scrolling through people's whatever they perceive as their world. And somehow we begin to understand that, we somehow feel that this is how life should be. Take, for instance, for our generation now, there is this, I don't know what to use. I don't know the word not to use. I'm lost for word, but there is this thing about a picture of a perfect person. If you want to talk about a woman that is beautiful. So what social media have defined as a beautiful woman is someone that is very tall, most especially very fair, which has made so many people to be a lot of organic cream and whitening cream is in the market, and everybody wants to be fair because I feel that's what the media has painted somehow. A woman that is fair, flat tummy with the hips. So there's this somehow in our mind, we feel someone that is beautiful has to have this particular figure shape of a woman. She has to be fair, her hair has to be done, makeup on fleek, and all that. So I'm turning this to the house now. Do we think that social media can alter one's understanding of reality? Because people tend to live in what we see on social media and they think is life, forgetting that somebody is showing us the part we want, he or she wants us to see. So the floor is open. Who raised his or her hands to talk? Do we think social media? Okay, they said, who is Olu Kotun? Sorry, I might pronounce your name wrongly. I'm very sorry about that. You have the floor to speak now. Hello? Please, let's talk now. We are so quiet, as if I'm just giving lecture here now. Let's talk. All of us use social media. Some of us are people that are on Twitter. They'll be ranting and abusing people on Twitter. They'll be talking. You see one post that they post somewhere, and you just go and talk and air your opinion and start insulting somebody and start arguing and arguing. So, okay, you have the floor. Yeah, good evening there.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here.
Yes.
So I think social media, it has its pros and cons, like we've all said. So depending on the path you choose. So I will say, like you said now, social media has given so many people this impression about, I could be in my house taking Gary, you get? And I have a picture I upload, or maybe I just got a picture online about, I take nice picture of a particular food and I post it online. And you see people, they have that mentality like, oh, this guy is living a big man's life. So I think in a way, people have used social media to rate the standard of life or of living of some particular people, of which if we were to come to term with it in real life, it's actually not so. So I think social media has really, really, really done bad in a way than good for me, from my own perception. So, but as Christians, I will say that social media should not be a standard of life for us. And the thing is, I see it amongst the youth that we follow trends. Like when trend comes now, everyone, okay, you see that the way this dress is now is a monostrap that is in trend, and everyone wants to wear monostrap, not even looking at maybe your body shape to know if this will actually go well on you or not. So I support the fact that social media has really, really affected our values. And like you said, these things have been there, like the bad vices, they've been there, but social media has amplified it in a way. It has given people this boldness to brag on silly things. Like, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes,
so,
I'm with you.
Yes, so I think social media, and at the same time, okay, I'm a fashion designer. I use my Instagram page to promote my business. So, but for some people, they use it. In fact, social media is a place where people, I saw a page where people, if you want to actually, easily hook up with sugar daddies now, there are pages like that you can go to, you drop your numbers. And so I think it's just your value. It has to do with your value at the end of the day. It has to do with your value. So that's all I have to say.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I like the fact everybody is saying their mind, but some people are not telling me. Some of us, we use social media, we're addicted to it. We're addicted to social media, and we find it very difficult in somehow, because of what you spend your time on it. You find out that sometimes you start to become what you spend your time in. So if what you are consuming is what you get so much on social media, you will tend to become like that. That's what social media has done to us. But I want to ask, do we feel that social media have somehow put pressure on young people today? So much pressure. Why is the house quiet? I don't know what is happening. Hello? Who is with me? Do we feel, who is raising hand? Please, you have the floor to talk. Do you think that social media has put so much pressure on young people today? In terms that you are seeing a lot of evil society today. I don't want to talk about the recent case of the side chick and the whatever thing that is happening. Do you think that it has put so much pressure on people? Because sometimes you go, I want to specifically use Instagram for, I had the conversation with somebody, I think day before yesterday or so, sometime last week, and the person was saying she has to personally delete Instagram app on her phone Because once she goes there, I see one fashion, makes her to buy and believing, looking at people's life and start comparison, and they feel somehow unsatisfied with their own life. So do we think that social media has somehow put pressure on young people? So that's why you are seeing a lot of people now going into internet fraud, prostitution, and a lot of things just to meet up, just to belong to that class of quotes, what is happening, to belong to the class of those people involved now. So Olu, sorry, I can order your name.
Moshayo.
Moshayo.
Or you just say Shayo.
Shayo, okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So yes, I support the fact that social media has put a lot of pressure on people that have decided to be pressurized. In the sense that when you see, okay, like I said earlier, everything boils down to our value system. Because to me, this social media thing is not going to die. So if it's not going to die, then what do you stand for? Are you just going to go with the crowd, or you just take your stand and say, this is what I stand for, no matter what? So I think it has put a lot of pressure on some people, because when they go online and they probably see one of their friends maybe uploading a trip to Dubai, for instance, and because this person doesn't have will I say patient, or she's living in the world of comparison now, so she wants to do anything, when I mean anything, to also travel to that Dubai and upload her pictures so that our friends will see that, see, you're not the only one living this big life, we're in it together. So I think it has put pressure on people that have decided to not to just grow, not to just allow themselves to grow and pass through the phase they are now. So I think it has.
Okay. Thank you very much. I know that everybody will agree, even if you don't want to agree. But now we've talked so much about the negative part of social media, what social media has done. So I really want us to speak on the good part. I want people to share their experiences. For people that use LinkedIn, for professional people that through LinkedIn, some people have gotten an amazing job. Some people, just because they've sold themselves out there, they branded themselves, people reach out to them for a job, or even on Instagram, people use all these things. We will not forget to talk about the good part of social media. So I just really want to quickly, before we welcome our guest speaker, to really tell us on how to manage social media, the usage of social media for your own good. Because I will not lie, I think today people were having conversation in my office about the rate of failure in JAM this year, and people are saying it's because they spend so much time on Facebook, Instagram, all that. Some of them don't even have time to read and all that. But basically, I really wanted us to talk about the good part. If you have gotten a job through LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever thing, I just want us to share that experience. Who is going? Oh, the house is quite quiet today. I don't know what happened. Okay, because of the technical issues, I don't know, there is an upgrade for the Zoom we're using that I think is going to go off any moment from now. Please, if you go off, let's rejoin again. And by then our guest for today will come speak to us. But before then, let's talk about the good part of social media. What has social media done that you know that, what have you benefited from using social media? Is it research? Is it connection? Some people I've seen stories that on Twitter, they used to do, we met on Twitter, hashtag, when people get married, and they actually met on Twitter. Social media, some people they made the love of their life via Facebook, Instagram, and all that. I want another person to talk. The house is so quiet. Should I be calling name? We are so quiet. Oluwayemi, please, I'm calling you. So can you share with us the your good experience with social media. How has social media aided your career, your life, your relationship, your all that? The floor is open. Oluwayemi, I'm calling you. I'm just targeting you. And I want to call him so that we share our experience. I don't know why we're quiet. Wow.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Sorry, I caught you. Because I know that we have something to say, but we don't want to say it. So the floor is open.
That's not the case, actually. If I've spoken earlier, you probably be hearing a lot of baby noise.
Okay. Sorry. All right.
Well, this is an interesting topic, and I was looking forward to it. That's why I had to join. And there are many things to say surrounding social media, obviously. For me, in the past, because I understand what it means to be vain, for someone who is superficial, and which obviously many teenagers are also involved in. I have been able, now I'm going to start with the negatives. How when I was in the world, I was able to benefit from the negatives. I was able to attract people that are like-minded in terms of, hey, party rockers, party
age. Is this what is bothering you? Is this what is bothering you? I try to explain to them how this doesn't matter and all that. So there's so much fuse about likes and followership on Instagram. To an extent that people go to an extent to buy followership. Like your life revolves around that. And it's people's life anyway. But we have a lot, we have a lot to learn about social media. I'm not here to conclude, but I have our guest. He happens to be my pastor for. Sorry, please, can you mute John? Please, can you mute? Can you mute the person? It's quite disturbing. So, as I was saying, I'm so glad I'm having our youth pastor speak, because I know that he's an ardent user of social media. So, some of us here, the social media we use is selected, but I know that he's all around in all those social media. So he can tell you how opinions are formed on Twitter, how opinions are formed on Instagram and all that. He's a Twitter user like me. We use Twitter. I love Twitter a lot anyway. I prefer Twitter than Instagram, because I know that I learn a lot from Twitter than Instagram. Instagram is like, I don't know about any other person. Instagram is like, if you enter Instagram, it's a word on its own. It's like everybody is perfect. The perfectionism in Instagram is on Instagram. Sorry about that. On Instagram is wow, like is amazing. That's like everybody is perfect. Clean picture, real life, traveling, like it's all going. Then if you now go to LinkedIn is for professionals, quite all right, but I understand. I was thinking it was just me, but when I had a conversation with a couple of people, I understood that, man, it's not easy. Everybody's facing it. Once you click on LinkedIn, everybody's bagging PhD. This one, MBA. I succeeded. Everybody on suit and you will now look as if your own career is like you have not even started. You see young girl, 21, he backed this one, he's working with this company. Somehow, the reality looks far from you because everybody's perfect. And that's a problem, and it has already put so much pressure on us. And it's time to welcome our guest in the house. He's my pastor. He's a man I respect so much when it comes to the Christian work and I would like call it, it's not worldly work, it's worldly work anyway. The Christian work and career work is top notch. You see, when somebody is balancing the both and he's very effective in these two, you know what I'm saying. He's no other person. We call him Pastor Jenkins. Well, in the short form, I'm going to be using PJ. So please, let's welcome our guest. He's not that person than Pastor Jenkins. Sorry, I'm using Pastor a lot, but it's PJ. He works with the energy sector and is an energy economist. He has a lot to tell us today. Trust me, guys. Is Pastor PJ? Is PJ on the line?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, Chamaka. Good evening, everyone.
Oh, it's good to see you since you left us, PJ.
Good to see you too.
You're
Happy
welcome.
to be here.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So I know that you've been
Awesome.
on the conversation, and so we one of the reasons and aim is to help us understand how to. We know that everybody can attest to the fact that social media has put a lot of pressure on young people today, and social media have painted the picture of perfection than reality. So there's been a struggle. A lot of people are addicted to social media. Per se, people are addicted to social media because no one can spend 3 hours scrolling on Instagram, can spend 1 hour on Twitter arguing and debating and following what is trending, hashtag, and he has things to do. So there's been a lot on what is going on in the social media space that affected people in terms of it has set an agenda for discussion. It has set an agenda in what is right and wrong. They feel like if this person is saying it, it's not right. So people now follow it even when it's wrong. So we really want you to help us talk on these issues and then how to. I don't want to draw the questions. I think I've sent the questions to you, sir. But I'm just trying to generalize on what the key things you have to touch for us. How to, number one, how to balance it. One, how to keep our mental health in check while using social media. And three, how to sell ourselves as a brand on social media, how we can use it to promote ourselves, our businesses, what we do, how to connect and network. And then as Christians, how to make sure that the content we consume doesn't affect our Christian faith, and also how to be the light out there. Thank you. You have the floor, sir.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to be here tonight. Lovely place to be. Great comments. I've been in the background for some time now, just listening to all the viewpoints that have been shared. And I'll start with yours, Chiamaka. Speaking about Instagram, in fact, I think the last major social media platform I joined is Instagram. I started with Twitter a couple of years back, and I wasn't really very serious about posting stuff then. I didn't realize the potential. I've been on Facebook for a long time too. But at a point, when I joined Instagram, at first I became a bit worried. All the women on Instagram always looked alike to me. I don't know if it's something with my eyes. All the women were fair. Everyone's face was smooth. The hair was always looking good. Everything is glossy. You know, everybody is just beautiful. Same version of beautiful. And I'm like, okay, is this place for me? So, but over time, I got used to it to understand that it's actually a marketplace. And this is what I want us to keep in mind. Whenever you get on social media, remember what it is. It's a marketplace. Everybody is selling something. They have a product to sell, they have an idea to sell, they have an organization they're selling, or they're just selling their personal brand. So just face your own. And later I found out that I can sell something there too. So I'm a ministry person. So I decided to use that platform to also sell ministry. When I say sell ministry, it is propagate the gospel, bring godly ideas out there. I don't believe in the viewpoint that many people have. You see a bad situation and all you do every day is lament and complain. No. Why don't you try in your own little way to change something? So we all complain that social media is such a dangerous place, it's a bad place. You were talking about guys who are taking UTME, people who just took WAEC, and how the results have not really been great because of maybe how young people are getting addicted to social media and they cannot really focus and all that. So there's a lot of danger, but there's also a lot of opportunities. So it's for you to recognize what the place is and recognizing who we are. So the way we are wired, human beings are not created to live alone. So there's always that need to want to connect at that social level. The social media platform we have is just a place where that connection is expressed. Remember, before social media came, before internet became a thing in Nigeria, we had social life. We're doing it in a different way. Maybe kids in the same age group or living in a particular street, you just gather yourselves, you do some things because we are human beings and we need to socialize. But what has happened is that because we have come digital with our socialization, We have left some of the good stuff that helped to anchor our lives and balance it while we're not so much digital. And while there are so many good things that we can embrace, and many people have embraced in the digital approach to socialization, we ended up taking everything that social media now throws at us, hook, line, and sinker, which is where we now need to draw a line to balance it, not even as Christians first, as normal, regular human beings, to say, if I overdose on what this place is giving me, I'm going to have constipation. You remember what they call kwashoko. You keep taking stuff, and you are deficient in certain areas. And that's what social media can do to you. It can feed you with so much of the stuff that you like, that you now begin to miss other things that you need. There's a difference between what you like and what you need. So that imbalance will surface as a deficiency in other areas of your life. So maybe at work, you find that you are not able to focus well. As a believer, depending on what you've been consuming, just try what I'm saying. Go on Instagram, try to search. As you're trying to search, you have not even put any search criteria, the kind of videos and pictures it brings first. You know, for some of us that our eyes cannot see certain things, it becomes a dangerous place. Do you understand? So as a Christian, you don't want to expose yourself to certain things that will pollute your mind. That will pollute your mind. So it's just trying to strike that balance. And you also spoke about pressure that we tend to experience when we are on social media. Of course, most of it is just based on our perception. You know, like I said, people post things for different reasons. You don't know why they are posting, but you decide what emotion you want to put into it. And it's that emotion that decides what happened to you. So, somebody posted a picture, a video or a picture when they went to Dubai, and maybe the person didn't mean for you to.
Sorry, sir.
Maybe the person, no problem. Maybe the person didn't mean it for you to choke, like they say. The person didn't post it so that you choke. The person was just happy, feeling cool. and you, because of where you are, emotionally speaking, you don't know yourself. You don't know your worth. You are not aware of who you are as a Christian. If you're a Christian, you don't know that you are so precious. Christ died for you. You don't know. You don't know. Christ said about you that you were bought at a price. He valued you so much. He went to the stock market and paid for the shares to buy you. You don't know. You're that vital. You're that important. Even those who don't know him. You remember the story of the man in the book of Mark chapter 5, the crazy guy living in tombs in the city of the Gadarenes. The man was crazy, as in nobody could put him in a house. They gave him a self-con in a tomb. Only him was living in a tomb, self-contained apartment. Jesus crossed a stormy sea just to go and heal the guy. That guy is precious to him. Let alone you, a child of God. So sometimes because we don't know ourselves, you begin to feel going to Dubai means the whole world. It doesn't. Dubai is a place. Lagos, Abuja. It's a place. London, it's a place. There's more to you. That you want to define yourself with is what you can wear or what you can eat. You're not getting the full essence of who you are. So it's being able to balance all those things that will help you prevent the negative impact of being on social media. So it will check you. You won't be greedy. Oh, you see someone doing well on LinkedIn. You mentioned someone doing well. You see a 21-year-old. She's bagged that PhD. She's now working with Woodmark, or she's working with Goldman Sachs, and you feel like, Chamaka, what am I doing with my life? You're on separate
That's how we're supposed to feel.
You're separate journeys. You're separate journeys. Your life is great. You just need to be faithful with what God has given you. Over time, you too will be great and people will see you as an inspiration. Maybe you want to draw inspiration from that. That's fine, but not to draw depression from it. Don't draw depression for it. Don't feel like I'm failing because someone who is younger than me is doing well. You will just overcharge your own battery. You know what happens when you overcharge your battery? You will overheat. You know what happens when you overheat? Your car is overheating. You can't go anywhere. Because you have gone to that point where your car is overheating. That impatience that you are having that is making you run too fast, it will stop. You are going to pause. and now wait for it to cool. The price for impatience is still patience.
Yeah.
Because if you break your legs, you are going to have to wait to find another one, or for us to go and find customized crutches for you. Don't break your legs because somebody looks beautiful online, or because they are doing their wedding. Do you know that people go to the extent of faking things just to choke you online, and you are there killing yourself for something that is fake?
Yeah.
I know some so-called influencers. I know them online and I know them in real life. And I know that their real life is very far from what they portray online. It's not for me to say, like I said, everybody is selling. I mind my business. I face my gospel. Don't let anyone put you under unnecessary pressure. All those suicidal thoughts, depression you're having is not necessary at all. Stop chasing fantasies and vanities that are not yours. People are bleaching just so you look beautiful. Who told you are not beautiful like that? Who told you are not beautiful? You are the perfect representation of beauty that someone is looking for. And look at you trying to become a copy of a copy. You are copying a copy. How about? So we need to be careful. And one other thing we need to also watch out for when you're online is that it's a platform for emotional propagation. What do I mean? So on a day that those who control social media, and I hope you know that there are people behind the screens who control what you see, what you can't see, that geotag you, that bring things in your area to your notice. They follow you, they check the websites you go to, they see the things you are shopping for, and those are the adverts that pop on your screen. Have you wondered why?
That's the truth.
Oh yes.
You're thinking about a dress or a video camera. And next thing you go to your Google search, that's the next thing that is coming.
Yeah, you just Googled something. Yeah, and suddenly everywhere you go on Instagram, you see a sponsored ad for you. You get why? So it's a place where they can propagate to you what they really want. If they want you to be fearful, they know how to do it. The news that will make you afraid will be the things popping up on your timelines. If they want you to be lustful, they know what to do, and they do that very regularly. The things that pop up on your timeline, on your status, things that pop up around where you can see are things that will get you lustful. If they want you to be rebellious, they know what to do. So you need to watch out. It's not your regular place. It's not your regular place. So these are some of the points I just want to mention early, and also to speak to the point of likes that you mentioned earlier, likes and followers. That for me is very interesting. Your conversation with the teenagers is really mind-blowing, and this is a real threat. And I think that we, in this generation, we owe the next some hand-holding. You know, they are watching us. They are watching us. They see our addiction. They see our faith in social media. They see how we so much cannot live without social media. Some of us will look like we are mourning if you lose your phone for half a day. You can't post your status. You know, you are eating breakfast, you must post. You are eating lunch. Who are you posting for? They can't eat with you. Eat your food in quietness, with contentment. Finish your food. So if your phone should get missing, or you happen to drive to work and you left your phone at home, you will feel miserable the whole day. Why? Before these phones came, we were alive and we were doing just fine, right? So don't feel fixated on number of likes, number of views, number of comments, how many people are following you, what is in the comment section. You know, for the newly delivered, if you go to Twitter, you go and miss Yan, as they say, they will finish you. By the time you read the comment section, you will not be. And sometimes people can be wrong about their perception of you. You have tweeted something that is a valid thought, is coming from a perspective you have, maybe because you were not able to express it well, or you happen to be wannabe influencers bait, and they want to ride on you to make waves, you know, and to trend. They can tear you to pieces. People have been torn to pieces. You were right, they are wrong, but because there are many and they have many followers, the word thinks that they are the ones who are right and that you are the one who is wrong. Forget it. It's not today that the majority can be wrong. You might remember the Bible speaks about the broad way and the narrow way in Matthew chapter 7. So there are a lot of people on the broad way, But the broad way leads to somewhere bad. The narrow way leads to somewhere good. In fact, Jesus speaking to his disciples in Mark chapter 8, he was asking them, hey guys, what do people think about me? Who do men say that I am? You know, in today's world, he'll probably be checking his Facebook or his Instagram or his Twitter handle. Or say, oh guy, okay, is it Judas or who is checking my Facebook? Who is managing my Facebook account? Is it James or Peter? Okay, go and check. What are people saying in the comment section? The Bible says they were saying wrong things. Some said you are Isaiah, some said you are Jeremiah, some said you are one of the prophets. Right. Who was wrong? Everybody was wrong. All their comments were wrong. So he now turned to those who really knew him in real life, people in his inner caucus. He turned to his disciples, guys, who do you say that I am? So there's a difference between reality and our fake world that we call social media. Yes, perception is great, perception is awesome and is impactful, but it's different from reality. You may have a lot of likes. You don't know why they are liking you. Let me just be frank with you. You don't know why they are liking you. It's the day you have a real problem and you need real friends to help you. That's the day you will know who your real friends are. I'm telling you. Okay, look at, let me give you an instance. You are on Facebook or you're on Facebook. You post something on Facebook, on your Facebook story, a nice picture or a nice quote or something or a short video. Do you know that a lot of people will view it? How many people really like it? Is it only me it happens to? You will see several people are viewed. Only people who really like you. Thank God for story. You know, if it's normal post, you won't see if they viewed. You can only see if they like or comment if it's a regular post. So watch out. Some people are your timelines, they are monitoring spirits. They don't like you. They just want to know the day you are sad, the day you are happy, the day your relationship is
updates in life.
Tired, the day you didn't eat, the day you are looking ugly, you know, or the day you collected salary. And some of us too, we are guilty. The way we know what is happening in your life is what you post part time. The day you collect salary, that's why I just say, I can't keep myself or your timeline. They know you have just collected salary.
Let me relax and be taking care of.
You start getting a lot of requests. They say, please come and sub for me. Can I get urgent 3K? Don't complain. You are the one that told us. Or the day that your relationship is going one kind, you just say, man has come. They know what is going on. They know what is going on. Things you post, you give away too much information. I don't want to go on and on. There's a lot to say, but I'm just going to pause if you have questions.
All right, thank you so much, sir. So the floor is, I would like to take the questions, so we can drop it on the chat room. So I'll take the questions to make it snappy. We don't have much time again. So, but as I waiting for the question, I just have one thing to ask. I just need to talk on this. So we digest a lot on social media knowingly, even when you don't want. Some of us are digital marketers, you have to be online. So you have to be online. So even when you don't want all those information, it comes to you. So for instance, on Twitter, I'm very active on Twitter. I join because I have a lot of people I follow on Twitter that I love their opinions on when it comes to politics or things in life. I follow Christians. So there are people that you follow and somehow somebody tweets a nude and that nude pops up on your timeline. For my kind of person, what I do, I'll just look for the person that retweeted to my timeline. I go and follow the person. That's the way I do it. But I'm saying with all this so much information, how do we as Christians shield our mind from these informations and whatever things that comes up on our feed all the time? Sometimes some of us have good intentions of being on social media, but these informations keep coming. Like you said, if you turn to Instagram and then you go to search, you see a lot of pictures and some things you might not want to. So how do we go about it? Quick one, sir.
Very good. Very good. You know, when the Bible said, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it comes the issues of life. He had social media in mind too, because things have got much more complicated than they used to be. I'm telling you, every advert you see now, even if it's toothpaste, they are marketing, they are putting someone that is bare-chested on it. They are sexualizing everything. So the need to guard our hearts cannot be overemphasized, especially now. And for those of you who, by virtue of what you do, you need to be online a lot, I'm sorry, I pity you a lot. It's part of occupational hazard, as we call it. So you need to be a bit more careful, but you need to exercise a lot more discretion and diligence. And I like the idea you put out there. I do that a lot too. So when I notice that something pops up on my timeline and I can trace it to somebody, maybe the person retweeted it or somebody shared it, that's why I'm seeing it. I go there and check the person out. And if I see there is a pattern, I block you. If it's one off, I can give you a second chance, maybe a third chance. But if it becomes consistent, I block you. For my own sanity and because I want to go to heaven. I'm flesh and blood. There are certain things you keep seeing, they influence you, whether you like it or not. It goes and resides in your mind. The day it will show up and embarrass you, you never know. So that's why you've got to filter your heart. Filter your heart. Those things you're consuming, are they pure? Huh? Are they lovely? Are they admirable? Are they of good report? Are they noble? Are they true? Check, the filter system is in Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. Check those qualities. The Bible wants us to use those kind of 8 criteria to filter the things that get into our mind. So we need to watch out for it. If you think that there's a pattern of abuse, because I think that's abuse, somebody's abusing your social relationship with them, I need to block you for my own sanity. Or somehow I don't get to see those kind of things from you anymore. So I have to do that. Unfortunately, I've had to do that to a few people. If I feel that what you represent is not in consonance with where I want to go as a person, or I also don't want to be associated with that. You know, you never know. You never know. It just pops up, and I'm a pastor, for instance, and somebody happens to be passing. My screen is on, and the person just sees that on my screen. They can get the wrong impression about me. So I don't want to put myself in that kind of position. So I have to do the needful.
Okay, somebody asked, I think the question was, but I think you've talked about it, but it doesn't matter if you can still stress on it. Does social media likes and followership determine someone's self-worth?
No, I don't think so. Yes, so, influencers have given us an answer that might sound like yes, but my answer is no, and I'm going to tell you why. So you are who you are, whether or not you have a phone, let alone you're on social media. Your worth is what it is, whether or not you are on social media. And that's why I spoke earlier about self-awareness. You are not defined by the association you have online. No. There are great men and women all around the world who can afford to be on social media, but have made a decision not to be. Let me just tell you something. See, it gets to a level that you reach maybe in your corporate work or in a political career, that you will be restricted from social media by the people who manage you. Do you understand? Forget about the exceptions and some of our brothers who got banned on some platforms for misusing those platforms. Usually, when you are at certain levels, you are a president, you are a top CEO, a group of a group of companies, your access to those kind of places are limited, or you are a very senior pastor. You will not be the ones posting. People will be posting on your behalf and giving you feedback, or you give them updates on what to do. Not because you can't afford to do it, but there are certain things about your life that cannot enter that place called social media, because the internet never forgets. Mind you, it's not only your friends and followers that are there, your critics are there. And the day they will need to use that information against you, they will use it against you. They will. So your likes and followers should not be what would decide who you are. Those guys who are obsessed about likes and followers and number of comments they get on their posts, they have other objectives. I told you earlier, people are on that platform for different reasons. People are there so that if they have a lot of followers, you can come and advertise on their page so that they can make some money through it. It's happening. It's real. So for some, it's a legitimate business. Allow them to do their business.
Okay. All right, sir. I don't know. I think your network is hanging. Wow. That's an interesting conversation. Oh,
attention, create controversy. Yes.
Wow, I don't know whether it's my network or PJ's network that is quite bad. So it's hanging, and we just have 8 minutes more to end today's
the great controversies around themselves as antichrist, or as maybe gay or cross-dresser, and you know what I'm talking about. It's all about money.
Hello, sir. Wow, I think PJ's network is bad. We are almost rounding off. I think the minute is going to end in the next 7 minutes, and I'm trying to round up. Before he comes back, I think Pastor PJ's network is bad. I think he will still come on the line, but we just have 7 minutes to round up. Please, if you're just joining us for the first time, please kindly drop your number on the chat. So add you on the WhatsApp group. This is 412 Hangout. We'll tell you more when you join the WhatsApp group, and I hope Pastor PJ comes up to round up before we go. But picking from what he said social media is a marketplace and everybody's selling. So what are you not selling on social media? That's the question we have to ponder on. And another thing again is to know yourself. In another ways in which we can avoid being pressured on Facebook is to know ourselves, know what we need. We have to somehow filter what we download. We have to somehow be keen to what we listen to, what we watch on social media, who we follow, and it's will help us in dealing with all these issues we face on a daily basis. And again, it has been an amazing conversation. I, for one, have learned so many things. But I think in my general opinion is simple. You have to just, as a Christian, remember that you are the light. I've met a couple of people that I follow on Twitter, and what they tweet is Christian content. They preach the gospel. They can wake up today and talk about the Holy Spirit. So what content are you pushing about? Do you even tell people about Jesus? We are young people. We are Christians. We are people that we are complaining about this so many evil and so many bad things we see on social media on daily basis. But will you ask yourself, what is me, Chiamaka, as a Christian, doing on social media? How am I propagating the gospel of Christ? So you're a Christian in reality, but on social media, you're not even a Christian. So somebody goes through your page, it will not say whether this one is a Christian or not a Christian, but it's just a call to us. Even though we're talking about things we digest, we as Christians, as singles too, what are we using social media to do? For people that are into businesses, there are so many courses we can take on how to use Instagram, on how to use this one to promote your business, to sell your business out there. Like he said, social media is a marketplace. So what are you selling? You as a brand, how do you want people to view you? How do you want people to see you? So when people go to your page, can they, from people's page, you can actually say a bit about this person. What do people see on your page? And again, for those of us that are struggling with mental health or pressured, it's good we take some break. So I ran into somebody, a celebrity today, saying that she has been off social media since January. It's a personal decision for her mental health. So you know that these things trigger some things in you. It's good for you to take a break from social media. It's sometimes take a break. Some people delete WhatsApp, some people they don't want to be. For you to get your sanity back. And then you filter what comes to your feed, filter what you view on social media. And I think that's all. Thank you guys for joining. We just have 2 minutes left. We actually have to fix this technical issue for the next time. I think someone will come up next 2 weeks, Monday, and we'll be bringing up another interesting topic. It has been everywhere today because of this technical issue. I was also struggling, but thank you all for joining. Thank you for inviting your friends. May the good Lord bless us. Let's have an amazing week. Bye-bye. We had to end this way, but sorry.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed ourselves and learned one or two things. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it.
All right, bye everyone. Bye.
Rounding up, and the meeting will end like in a minute, so that's why.
That's fine. That's fine. See you some other time.
Yes, sir. If you can do a what is it called? A random conclusion. If you can type, you can post it on the group, sir.
All right, that's fine. I'll send that across to you.
Yeah.
Thank you very
so
much.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.